Your father's rules, gone, his shadow still there, but now it's your turn. No more blaming him, no more leaning on his name. You're the one in charge. The chain is broken, you're responsible now. Maybe your father called the shots. Maybe he made the rules, set the tone, gave the orders. Maybe he was hard. Maybe he wasn't. Doesn't matter. That chapter is closed. Whatever he did or didn't do, those days are over. Now the weight's on your shoulders. Now there is no one left to blame, no one left to hide behind, no one left to take the fall when you fail. It's just you, and that is exactly how it should be. You wanted freedom, you've got it, but freedom isn't free. Freedom is a brutal, relentless responsibility. It means everything is on you now, your discipline, your results, your choices. No one's going to save you. No one's going to come drag you out of bed at 4 a.m. to do the work. No one's going to force you to sharpen your skills, to train your body, to control your habits. That's on you, all of it. And let's get one thing straight, you can't keep dragging your past like a crutch. Your old man wasn't there for you, that's tough. He was too harsh, that's real. But what are you doing about it now? Still crying about how you were raised, still pointing fingers at your childhood while your potential rots. Enough, that's weakness, that's the easy path, and you didn't come this far to stay soft. Responsibility is power, it's control. It's standing in front of the mirror and owning every failure and every win. No deflection, no distractions, just truth. The kind of truth that stings but sharpens. You're the man now. You lead the charge, you set the rules, you enforce them. You decide what your future looks like through your daily decisions, your actions, your standards. This is about legacy now, not his, yours. What are you building? What are you carrying forward? You can let your past define you, or you can use it to fuel your rise. That fire you feel inside, that chip on your shoulder, that's not a wound. It's a weapon, wield it. The chain is broken, so stop living like you're still bound. Get up early, get uncomfortable, get after it. Build habits that don't care how you feel. Create routines that don't ask for permission. Live like a man who understands that no one's coming to do the work for him. Discipline, focus, ownership, that's your trinity now, that's your compass. You either live by it or you drift into mediocrity. And you know damn well mediocrity is death for a man who was born to lead. So take the pain, take the responsibility, take the weight, because when you do, you also take the power. The chain is broken. There's nothing holding you back now except you. Make sure that when people look at your life, they don't see excuses. They see execution. You're responsible now, act like it. Freedom means ownership. That's a truth most people don't want to hear. They want to believe freedom means doing whatever you want, whenever you want. No rules, no limits, no discipline. But that's not freedom, that's chaos. That's self-destruction wrapped in the illusion of liberty. Real freedom, it's not given, it's earned, it's built, and it starts when you take full, unflinching ownership of your life. Ownership means you stop pointing fingers. You stop making excuses. You stop blaming your parents, your boss, your upbringing, your environment, your past. None of it matters anymore. What matters is what you choose to do next. Freedom is not the absence of structure. It's the presence of responsibility. When you own your actions, your habits, your results, that's when you start to taste freedom. People think rules are restrictions. They think routines are prison cells. They're wrong. The man with no discipline is a slave to weakness, to comfort, to his emotions. He doesn't own anything. He's owned by everything. But the man who has structure, who has order, who has self-control, he owns his time, his mind, his path. He doesn't need to be controlled because he controls himself. And that's the highest form of freedom there is. Ownership is brutal because it means everything is your fault. But it's also beautiful because it means everything can change. You can't control the world, but you can control how you show up in it. You can't rewrite your past, but you can shape your future. That power doesn't come from whining, it comes from work. It comes from waking up early, doing the things you don't feel like doing, showing up every day with consistency and intensity, especially when nobody's watching. You want financial freedom? Own your spending. Own your discipline. Own your skills. You want emotional freedom? Own your reactions. Own your mindset. Stop being triggered by every little thing that doesn't go your way. You want physical freedom? Own your health. Own your body. Train it. Strengthen it. Don't treat it like it's disposable and then complain when it breaks down. Freedom without ownership is an illusion. It's a trap. It looks easy now, but it will cost you everything later. Ownership is hard now, but it buys you power, clarity, and control later. The choice is yours. Every day you have a decision: avoid responsibility or take control. One path leads to dependence, the other leads to strength. So take ownership of your schedule, of your decisions, of your destiny, because when you own your life, no one can take it from you, and that is real freedom, not comfort, not ease, not chaos, but disciplined, earned, unstoppable freedom. Freedom that comes from the one thing most people fear the most: total, relentless responsibility. Own your life or be owned by it. That's the truth. Stop living in the echo of his voice. You know exactly what I mean. That voice, the one that told you how to act, how to speak, how to think. The one that criticized every move you made. Maybe it was harsh, maybe it was cold, maybe it was just constant pressure to be something you didn't fully understand. And now, even though he's gone, even though you're grown, that voice still lives in your head, shaping your actions, your doubts, your limits. You hear it when you hesitate, when you don't speak up. When you question your worth, it tells you you're not good enough. It tells you you'll never be strong enough, smart enough, disciplined enough. That's not your voice, that's his. That's the echo, and you've been living in it for too long. But here's the truth: that voice doesn't own you, not anymore. He might have raised you, he might have shaped you, but he doesn't define you. You do. You are not a child anymore. You don't need his permission. You don't need his approval. You don't need to prove anything to a man who couldn't see who you were becoming. This is your life now, and that echo, that's the past. It's noise. You've got to quiet it. Drown it out with discipline, replace it with action, build a new voice inside you, a voice that pushes you forward, not holds you back. A voice that says, you've got this, you've earned it, you are capable. That's your voice. But you won't hear it clearly until you stop listening to his. And this isn't about hate. This isn't about resentment. This is about liberation. About understanding that no matter what he said or how he said it, he no longer gets to shape the man you are now. That job belongs to you. You're in charge of your own development, your own discipline, your own destiny. That echo, it'll try to pull you back, especially when you're tired or lost or uncertain. But you have a choice: fall into the old pattern or carve a new path. You know what he would say, but what do you say now? You've got to lead yourself, set your own standards, write your own code, become your own man, and don't just break the cycle, replace it with strength, with focus, with structure, not rebellion but leadership, not noise but clarity. That voice may have shaped your past, but your future belongs to a different sound, the sound of your footsteps moving forward. The sound of weights being lifted, alarms going off at 4:30 a.m., pages being turned, doors being opened by your own effort. That's the new voice, that's your voice, own it. So stop living in the echo of his voice. Step out of the shadows, stand in your own light, speak with your own fire. You've earned that right, now act like it. You are not a boy anymore, that time is over. The days of being shielded, guided, and forgiven without consequence, those days are gone. No one's coming to clean up your mess. No one's going to catch you when you fall. You're not some confused kid trying to figure it out. You're a man now, and that means it's time to act like one. A boy waits to be told what to do. A man gets up and does it. A boy complains about how hard life is. A man accepts it and gets stronger. A boy looks for approval. A man earns respect. You want to be treated like an adult, then show the world you're ready for the wait. Don't whine, don't make excuses, don't wait, act. Boys need motivation, men build discipline. Motivation is soft, it comes and goes like the wind. Discipline is different, it's cold, it's quiet, and it shows up every day whether you feel like it or not. It's what separates you from the version of yourself that never grows up. That version who still hits snooze, still blames the world, still runs from challenge. Kill that version, replace him with someone better, someone focused, someone relentless. You're not a boy anymore, so stop seeking comfort. Comfort is for children. Comfort is what you earn after you've put in the work, not what you chase all day like a reward for doing nothing. Embrace the grind. Wake up early, train your body, control your mind, take care of your responsibilities before they take care of you. Because life doesn't wait for you to grow up. It will bury you while you're still deciding who you want to be. A boy gets overwhelmed by pressure. A man thrives under it. Because he knows pressure builds strength, pressure shapes character, and pressure reveals who's real. So don't run from it, carry it, stand tall. Take the hit and keep moving. That's what men do. Being a man is not about age. It's about accountability. It's about ownership. It's about standing in front of the mirror, seeing everything that's broken, and choosing to fix it. Not because someone told you to, but because you refuse to stay weak. You refuse to stay average. You refuse to live a life that's smaller than what you're capable of. You're not a boy anymore, so stop playing small. Stop waiting for someone to lead you. Start leading yourself in every decision, every habit, every second of your day. Step with purpose, speak with clarity, move with discipline. That's how a man operates. There's a warrior inside you, but he's not going to show up while you're sitting around waiting for inspiration. He appears when you work, when you sweat, when you fight for every inch. That's how you earn your place. That's how you become who you are meant to be. So remember this, you are not a boy anymore. You're the one responsible now. You are the standard, you are the example, and it's time to rise. He raised you. Now you raise yourself. The foundation is set. Maybe he taught you strength. Maybe he taught you fear. Maybe he gave you structure, or maybe he gave you chaos. Doesn't matter. What matters now is that the job is no longer his. It's yours. You've outgrown the guidance, you've stepped past the rules, and now the weight of becoming a man, your own man, falls on your shoulders. He may have taught you what he knew. Maybe that was enough. Maybe it wasn't, but this part of the journey, the part where you build your discipline, your integrity, your purpose, that's not his to teach. That's for you to learn. No one's going to map this out for you. No one's going to walk the road for you. You have to choose it. You have to pave it. You want to be strong. You build that, in silence, in sweat, in pain, when no one's watching and no one's clapping. You want to be a leader, then lead yourself first. Wake up early, make your bed, train hard, think deeper. Don't do it because someone told you to. Do it because you demand it from yourself. That's what separates men from boys, self-direction. A boy needs supervision. A man creates his own standards. Your father might have raised you to follow, but now it's time to lead. Lead your habits, lead your thoughts, lead your decisions. This isn't about rebellion. It's not about resentment. It's about taking the lessons, good or bad, and going further than he ever did. That's growth. That's evolution. He gave you a name. Maybe he gave you a roof. Maybe he gave you pain. Good, use all of it. Turn it into discipline. Turn it into drive. Turn it into your legacy. Because the real test of a man isn't what he inherited, it's what he builds from it. Every day, you have two options. Keep blaming the man who raised you for what you lack, or become the man you needed when you were younger. Build the discipline you didn't see. Speak with the clarity you were never given. Be the structure, the order, the fire. Forge it inside yourself, brick by brick. He raised you, but he's not the one waking up with your regrets. He's not the one facing your demons. You are. He's not the one living with your weaknesses, your missed chances, your wasted time. That's on you now. That's the weight of being a man, and it's a weight you must carry willingly. You raise yourself now, through your discipline, through your standards, through your actions when no one's looking. That's how you grow beyond your past. That's how you become dangerous, capable, focused, not because he shaped you perfectly, but because you took the raw material and forged something stronger. The work is yours now. The responsibility is yours, so stop waiting to be pushed. Start pushing yourself. He raised you. Now you raise yourself every day, no exceptions. Pain is not a justification. It's not a reason to quit, to retreat, or to become less than you're capable of being. Pain is real, no doubt. It burns, it breaks, it lingers, but it does not excuse weakness. It does not give you a free pass to abandon discipline. Pain is part of life. It comes for all of us. What matters is what you do with it. Some men use pain as a shield. They hold it up to block the world, to avoid responsibility. You don't know what I've been through, they say, as if that gives them permission to stop showing up. As if the wounds of the past should allow them to live small, think small, stay small. That mindset is soft, that mindset is poison, and that mindset keeps them trapped. You want freedom? Face your pain, don't hide behind it. Don't use it to explain away your failures or justify your laziness. Pain is not a reason to stay broken. Pain is a reason to get stronger, that fire inside you. It didn't come from comfort. It came from pain. It came from loss. It came from rejection. And that fire, you can either let it consume you or you can use it to forge something better. Pain is a teacher, one of the most brutal and honest ones you'll ever have. It doesn't lie. It doesn't flatter. It doesn't care about your feelings. It just exposes. It shows you who you really are when everything else is stripped away. And that moment, when you're on the ground, bloody and tired and alone, that's the moment where men are made. Not when it's easy, not when it's fun, but when it hurts. You think greatness comes without pain, without sacrifice, without discipline. Wrong. Every man you admire, every warrior you want to become, that man has bled, that man has struggled, that man has stared into the dark and refused to back down. Not because he didn't feel pain, but because he didn't use it as an excuse. You were hurt, good, now rise. You were betrayed, good, now sharpen. You were abandoned, overlooked, doubted, good. Now build something so disciplined, so solid, that nothing can shake it. Use the pain, but don't ever let it become the reason you stop. That's weakness, that's the easy way out. You owe it to the man you're becoming to not let your pain define you, but to let it drive you. Build a life so structured, so intentional, so relentlessly forged through discipline, that your past pain becomes irrelevant, not forgotten, but powerless. Pain will visit, that's a guarantee. But whether it becomes your cage or your fuel, that's your choice. Pain is not a justification for failure. It's the ignition for transformation. Hold the line, stay the course, use the pain, but don't ever let it use you. Lead yourself before you lead others. That's the law. That's the first mission. Before you try to guide anyone, before you step up to take command, look in the mirror. If you can't control your own mind, if you can't discipline your own habits, if you can't show up for your own goals, what business do you have telling someone else how to live? The truth is, leadership isn't about titles or positions. It's not about barking orders or standing at the front of the room. Leadership is about example. It's about consistency. It's about ownership. And that starts with you, the way you wake up, the way you train, the way you speak, the way you think when no one else is around to watch. Because if you can't lead yourself in private, you'll collapse in public. You want people to follow you, then show them what discipline looks like. Show them what it means to stand your ground, to keep your word, to rise when everything around you falls apart. Because followers don't follow words, they follow strength. They follow clarity, and both are built in silence, in struggle, in repetition. When you command your own chaos, others notice. Too many people try to lead from a broken place. They're distracted, inconsistent, undisciplined, but they want others to trust them, to believe in them, to walk with them. That's not leadership. That's noise. That's weakness pretending to be power. You want to lead, prove it. Start with yourself. Lead your mind. When it screams for comfort, when it begs for shortcuts, don't listen. Push through. Choose structure over ease. Lead your body. Feed it right. Train it hard, treat it with respect. Lead your emotions. Don't lash out, don't collapse, don't blame. Respond with purpose, not impulse, and lead your time. Plan it, own it, don't waste it, because how you spend your hours is how you lead your life. If you can't lead yourself, you will lead others into failure, into confusion, into doubt. But if you stand firm in your own discipline, if you demand greatness from yourself first, then you become someone others can trust, not because you're perfect, but because you're accountable. That's where real leadership begins, not in commanding others, but in commanding yourself. Every step you take sets a tone, every decision becomes an example, your discipline becomes contagious. People don't need motivation, they need structure. They need proof that it's possible to fight the urge to quit, to rise early, to push through discomfort. Be that proof. There is no shortcut to leadership, no hack, no fake it till you make it. The path is simple but hard. Lead yourself. Every single day, without fail, without excuse, with discipline. Because when you lead yourself with strength, others will follow your shadow. Not because you told them to, but because your actions speak louder than any speech ever could. Write your own legacy. Don't wait for someone else to tell your story. Don't let the world write it for you. This is your life, your time, your fire. And whether you realize it or not, every choice you make is a sentence. Every day is a page, every year is a chapter, and when it's all said and done, that book, the one with your name on the spine, will either tell the story of a man who drifted or a man who built. Your legacy isn't something you find. It's not something you're given, it's something you fight for, something you bleed for. It's in the early mornings when your body says no, but your discipline says go. It's in the nights you stay locked in when everyone else gives in. It's in the way you carry yourself when no one's watching. That's where legacy is born. People talk about being remembered, but they don't want to put in the work to become unforgettable. They want the rewards without the sacrifice, the respect without the consistency, but legacy doesn't care about your intentions. It only records your actions. You either live with purpose or you don't, and if you don't, someone else will define your story for you. A legacy isn't just about greatness, it's about impact. It's about showing others what's possible when you commit, when you go all in, when you refuse to waste your life because someone's watching you. Maybe your younger brother, maybe your kids, maybe a stranger who sees you pushing through one more rep, one more mile, one more hour. You don't need to preach, just do the work. Let your life speak. This world will try to tell you what kind of man you should be. It will hand you labels. It will hand you limitations. Reject all of it. Pick up the pen. Write your own code. Build your own standard. Forge your identity through action, through discipline, through relentless pursuit of the man you are meant to become. You think legacy is built later in life? You're wrong. It's built now, in the quiet, in the boring, in the daily grind. It's built when you choose focus over distraction, sacrifice over ease, integrity over shortcuts, every repetition, every decision, every moment of discomfort. That's your legacy writing itself in real time. So stop living on autopilot. Stop thinking you have forever. The clock is ticking, the world is watching, and the pen is in your hands. Are you going to write a story of excuses, of hesitation, of playing it safe? Or will you write a legacy of discipline, courage, and purpose? No one else can do this for you. You don't need permission. You don't need applause. You just need to decide that this is your life, your mission, your story. And you're going to write it like a warrior. You're going to write it with blood, sweat, and unshakable will. Write your own legacy, starting now.